If your PPP loan is under $150,000, this video is for you because we've got 2 updates that the SBA has put out, and this happened in the past couple weeks, that we want to tell you about. And so stay tuned. We're going to get into that in just a second. If this information is helpful to you, please like the video. It helps me out so much, and it also helps other small business owners see this video, because when you like it, that tells the algorithm that maybe other business owners also need to see it, and this is hugely helpful. Did you know that 93% of the PPP loans were under, or at least the outstanding PPP loans were under $150,000? So that's kind of big. So let your friends know all about it and like the video. I appreciate it. Okay, so 2 things that have happened that I wanted to tell you guys about. I had mentioned a while back, a couple weeks ago, that there was going to be this direct forgiveness portal to apply directly with the SBA through their system that they built in order to get your loan forgiven. So that has been made live. It went live on August 4th, and now it is available for you to go and apply for forgiveness. So a couple things that have happened since then. It's being used, which is good. That's really good. We got a notification last week saying that over 340,000 businesses have already applied for PPP forgiveness. So that is wonderful, because what that means is, 1, that the portal is working, and that 2, that means that maybe there's been some pent up demand, and that these people who have been waiting to get their PPP loans forgiven have now had a mechanism to do it. Part of it, just to give you guys a little bit of background on why this was built, is one of the things that they said in the IFR that came out was that they wanted to make it easier for these smaller lenders to actually be able to accept applications. One of the things that had been happening is smaller lenders were just not able to process, and they weren't able to build their own internal portals or their own internal processes to be able to take care of the volume. So the SBA was like, you know what, we're going to do this, and we're going to help out the little guys. Now, one thing that it wasn't clear to me, but it is now clear based on this guidance. When we first heard about this direct portal, my thought was that we would enter in our information, it would go directly to the SBA would approve, and it would go back to the lender, the loan would be paid off. However, remember that it's still the banks that are issuing these promissory notes for the PPP. So actually that wasn't the case. What the IFR has made clear is that the direct forgiveness portal is a way for the banks to use the portal to get the information, approve it, and then directly just tell the SBA, yeah, we approve, go on and apply, and we want to forgive this loan. So the banks are still the ones doing the review of the information, and they are the ones who are going to be checking the box and then sending it to the SBA. And that's how the process has always been. You're supposed to apply with the bank through their direct portal, and then it gets sent to the SBA. But what the SBA has created is, instead of the bank having their individual portal, they have the SBA portal, and then it routes it to the bank, and then the bank approves, and then it goes to the SBA. So it definitely saves a lot of time, and it obviously saves these smaller banks a lot of headache of, working on their own portals, each bank using its own portal. Okay, so there is a big time savings, and it is going to be more efficient. All right, so a couple things I need to tell you about who cannot use the portal, okay? Who cannot use the portal? Loans over 150,000, don't use the portal. If your lender is not signed up, if your lender, because these lenders have to opt into using this portal, there's probably some fee exchange. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm sure there's some kind of fee associated for these lenders to be able to use this. But it sounds like it's cost effective for them. So they have to opt in. So I actually plugged my PPP loan information into the portal just to see what would happen, although mine's loan has already been forgiven. And it actually said the bank that I used Key Bank, was not part of the program. And that was at the time that I did it. Okay, so go and check. Once you register, you go and type in your EIN and your loan amount, and then it will tell you if your lender is registered or if it's not registered. Okay, if your lender is not registered, you cannot use the direct portal. Okay, you just can't. So you got to go back to your lender. Now, the other thing is, if you get through the process and anything is wrong, so if your name is wrong, if your address is wrong, if there's any error whatsoever in your data, you also can't use the platform. So you're going to have to go back to your lender to fix any errors in your application process. Okay, so that is the portal. And I'd still love to do a walkthrough for somebody. So if you are interested in that, I would love to help you out. Maybe put a comment in the comment section below. I will look at it for the first 24 hours. And if somebody is there and they want to engage with me, and we can maybe walk through your actual forgiveness directly and maybe do a YouTube video on it, I would love to do that for you. So put a little comment in the comment section below if you would like to be that guinea pig and be on YouTube. Of course, we won't put any of your sensitive information on there. I have all sorts of blurring tools to make that work, but we could set up a Zoom call, do it live together, and we can record it and get it on YouTube. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you can put your name down below and we will check out the chat. So, okay, the second thing I wanted to tell you guys about is the COVID revenue reduction score. Okay, I apparently you're not supposed to say that word on YouTube. They don't like it. Maybe spelling it also is not good for the algorithm, but whatever. Okay, so the revenue reduction score. So this is a score that was developed from a third party, and they took information that's publicly available from the Consumer Demand Recovery Index. And they will essentially, the portal is going to assign you based on your revenue size, based on where you're located and things like that, I think even industry of, you will get this revenue reduction score. And it's not something that you need to do anything about, but it is something that's going to show up in your portal. And in this with the revenue reduction score, and hopefully I can walk through it like I mentioned before, but it will give you a number. And if that number meets or exceeds the requirements, then you do not have to provide a proof of revenue reduction. Remember, for second draw loans, and this is only for second draw loans, so I want to make sure that's super clear, you had to prove a 25% revenue decline between any one quarter in 2020 and 2019, between 2020 and 2019. And so some people, they were saying that a lot of people were having trouble pulling together that information, especially the smallest of businesses, which are the ones who got the smallest loans, because they're probably not keeping accounting systems, and maybe they're trying to pull all this together from their bank statements, and it's just becoming a problem. And so banks were having a harder time reviewing this information. So they have made this revenue reduction score available as an option that maybe if it's beneficial to you and the revenue reduction score is high enough and it meets the requirements, then you don't have to provide any additional documentation. However, if that score is not high enough, if it is, saying that, hey, you shouldn't have had a revenue reduction, or based on all these factors, we don't think you had a revenue reduction, then you can use your financial information. It can be your tax return, it can be your quarterly financial statements, or it can be bank statements, and you will upload those into the portal to prove that, yes, you actually did have a revenue reduction. Now, remember, if you've already provided this documentation to the bank, you shouldn't have to provide it again. However, hopefully you have that. If you did provide it before, you probably have a copy and you can upload it again if you need to, if they're saying that you don't have it or for whatever reason. So, revenue reduction score, that revenue reduction score is an option now to help alleviate the concern about how to pull together those types of financial statements in order to prove that revenue decline. You might have been like, hey, I know I had a revenue decline because I was shut down for 3 months. In that situation, your revenue reduction score will probably be enough to qualify you, and then you don't have to figure out how to pull together financial statements. Okay, so those are the two things I wanted to tell you about. I hope that is helpful to you. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up. And remember, if you want me to walk through your PPP forgiveness, I would love to do that. So put comments in the comment section below. I will only do it for the first 24 hours. Whoever is there, I will pick somebody from the list and we'll figure out a way for you to email me and we'll get it taken care of, okay? So thank you so much. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye.